Arsenal have scored 5 against Palace, 2 against Forest, 3 against Liverpool and 6 against West Ham. This is what Arsenal are up to at the moment, Martin and Neil, after all the debates of them needing a striker in January. What's your take on it, Martin? Is there a ruthless edge returning to Arsenal at just the right time?
Well, they do create chances, no question about that. They've got Saka, who's a wonderful footballer, and they do try and make it happen for them. I thought that they possibly would do if Jesus is not going to be fit all the time, but they create chances, and they're definitely a threat. Yeah.
So all this chat about we need a striker, do they? I mean, at the end
not
of
if you
the
defend
day,
like that. You could put Douglas Bader up top and he'd score a hat-trick. Let's have it right. I mean, if we're going to defend like the way West Ham did, but Arsenal are a good side. No one's ever said Arsenal are not a good
3
side.
against Liverpool, 5 against Palace, 2 against Forest. Just scoring goals, man.
And with due respect, Liverpool helped them with a couple of those goals.
Yeah.
So let's have that right. But Arsenal are in a good vein of form. They're making a very good fist of it. So they should. They've spent enough money on players. If they want to buy tax write-offs like Kai Havertz, then it's incumbent upon other people to score goals. So with that in mind, I'm not surprised. When it comes on top, when we get into the business end, when we're getting towards the 30-plus games and City are going and Haaland scoring goal after goal after goal and game after game after game and Salah's back doing the same for Liverpool, let's see if this sharing it around the Arsenal team negates the need to have a 25, 30 goal a year striker that these other two sides have got.
We will see. What's your hunch? I'll come to you, man, but what's your hunch, Simon? Will they be there when the prizes are given out? Will they get the big bobble?
I don't think so. I think they'll have done remarkably well. If they finish second, which again is, of course, first loser, like they did last year, then they will have done remarkably well, because these other sides are a little bit in advance of them and Arsenal coming from a different position. But this is a great Premier League at this moment in time, because if you look at the statistics, apparently this is the lowest amount of points between the top 3 sides for over a decade now.
Yeah.
So this is a Premier League race as we see now, not one of those normal situations where one of the sides is miles in the distance. You've got 3 sides. Manchester City's getting into the groove of all their players back now. De Bruyne back, Haaland back, Arsenal flying, and Liverpool getting wins even when they're not playing particularly well.
Yeah.
So all of it makes it an intriguing situation.
Martin, Monday the 12th of February, remember when I asked you, have Arsenal got it in them to win it?
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely have that. They've got loads of talent. Simon makes a good point. They know West Ham were easy to play against yesterday, but overall their attacking talent can see it through. I also agree with Simon in terms of Havertz not being far from the player that you thought he was going to be. But they've got the ability to stay there, and who knows? I just happen to think that Manchester City will probably have too much at the end.
Ryan's an Arsenal fan who's been waiting patiently. Ryan, good morning to you. Is this going to be your season? Do you feel you're going to do it this time?
Potentially. I think it'll all come down to keeping key players fit. Hope you're all well, by the way, and I hope you're on the mend, Simon.
Thank you very much. Very kind.
No problem. I think it's down to keeping key players fit. As soon as we lost Saliba, the wheels seemed to come off a little bit last season. With City, you've got these. Well, it's not an issue for them. Obviously, if they had 2 or 3 key players out, they're replacing them with world beaters. Now they've got De Bruyne and Haaland back together. I think everyone's in trouble, because I think if them 2 stay fit, and they're going to be very hard to beat. Just going back a little bit in regards to West Ham and Arsenal, it take it out of context. It wasn't that long ago where West Ham did a number on Arsenal at our place, and all the West Ham fans were singing the praises and Arsenal thinking, Jesus. Yeah. I think people forget that quickly, whereas it's the other end of the spectrum now. We've given them a good hiding, and I think it was only a matter of time before Arsenal were going to give a team a pasting. They was creating so many chances and missing so many. Everything fell into place. It was a perfect storm yesterday. So in reality, we're both teams are probably somewhere in between. If you look at it on average, West Ham are not nowhere near as bad as that normally. We don't normally score 6 away, and I think everyone just needs to calm down a little bit. Most of West Ham fans would moan if Pep was in charge and he won the treble. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those.
Okay.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.